I'm Dave Buick. I work at Third Man Records in Detroit. I've been with the company officially since the Detroit location opened up the day after Thanksgiving 2015, but I've really been working with Jack for about 20 years now. Third Man Records retail space, we have, I'm sitting right next to a jukebox that has the syncopators that when you play the curtain draws and there's a band playing along. We have a 1947 record your own voice booth over there where you can go in and cut a 6-inch record of whatever you want, a message, a song, a joke, dead silence, whatever you want. You can go in there and do that. We have a wax-o-matic that makes a little wax mold like you would see in the old, in museums of the Rolling Record store. And we have a photo booth with a Polaroid film. The film is yellow, black and yellow. It's a custom, just only available here in a photo booth form. And then you can walk through the hall and watch records being pressed. And sometimes, you can, if you're so inclined, you can walk out with one of those records, buy one of them, and on a weekend or a lot of evenings out of the month, like you can walk in and there'll be a poet on stage or a punk rock band or some bagpipers or something. A lot of times we have a live element going on while people shop and learn and yeah. Retail space was here for about a year before the pressing plant opened. Jack, and the Bens at Third Man always, had an idea in the back of their head that they would like to open up a small pressing plant at some point. Mainly for Third Man. I don't think it originally was an idea, so we would, offer it to third parties and just be a operational, fully functional record pressing plant. But, originally it was because Third Man, does so many different experiments with colored vinyl and liquid filled or whatever. They would, they thought it'd be funner to do those experiments in your own kitchen. Once the pressing plant opened in February, it totally changed everything. It's, because it's an experience, it's not just a factory. Jack had the idea to make it, visible to everybody, and we just kind of told, hey, plant, you're going to be on view. But, it's not like they don't just assemble and, go through the motions at noon and 2 every other day or something like that, like at a cider mill might do or something like that. People walk in and sometimes it looks boring because they're just doing, QC or something like that. But other times, like the records are flying and trim is flying, the flash is flying, and anyone can walk off the streets and observe records being pressed and learn about what's actually going on. Some people just sipping their coffee wander in, not knowing what we are, because it's interesting looking in here, and then they go through the hallway and look out the observation window and are blown away, either don't know what a record is or blown away that someone's making records. And but then they, everyone walks away with, everyone walks away happy or just, impressed. I don't know what it is. It's definitely not a regular pressing plant. It's or a regular factory or a regular record store. Kind of a museum, kind of an educational, hands-on or eyes-on experience. I don't know where I'm going with this. Jack would walk by this down the street after school every day, catching the bus home. So he was, he grew up very, very, very much so in this neighborhood. So he felt, he felt good about, opening up a plant. But, they tried to rebrand this neighborhood as Midtown about 10 years ago. And when we opened up, we made sure to call it Third Man Records Cass Corridor, because that's what it was known as, this neighborhood. This is where all the bands and all the artists and all the poets and everyone was from around here. I mean, like, you know, from the 70s through, you know, late 2000s. This was kind of like a neighborhood, you know, just the students were around, and then it's kind of like the seedy. It was definitely not a neighborhood like this. And in the past 4 years, it's been slowly changing. And then since we opened in 2015, which, you know, right around the same time, about a year after Shinola opened, it started getting more and more foot traffic-y and people that aren't from around here. I mean, there's families walking around with dogs and coffees and visitors, and people come. It's a destination now for people to come down here. It's an exciting thing to, you know, see happening.